Namaskaram. Welcome to the Indian Way. Welcome to the Tithi series. In this video, let us see about Chaturthi, which is the fourth lunar day. First of all, let us see the four states of consciousness and see how it is related to the term Chaturthi. Four states of consciousness has been very beautifully discussed in Mandukya Upanishad. One of the most popular commentators of Mandukya Upanishad is Sri Adi Shankaracharya himself. The four states of consciousness are Jagarti, which is the wakefulness, Swapnaha, sleeping or the dreaming state, Sushuptihi, deep sleep state or state of ignorance, Turiyam or Turyam, both are acceptable forms. This is the fourth state, which is pure consciousness. First, Jagarti, the wakefulness. According to Mandukya Upanishad, the verse goes like this. Jagarita sthano bahishprajnaha saptanga ekona vimshati mukhaha sthulabhug vaishvanaraha pratamah padaha. As we all know, Jagarti is to be awake and Jagaritaha is a term used for the one who is awake. Bahihi in Sanskritam means out. Prajnaha or prajna or prajnanam is nothing but the knowledge, the reasoning ability, or in a simpler note, it is the seventh sense. Stha is the verb used to depict to stay or to be. Saptha is the word used for seven. Angam is limb. Eka is one. Una is less than. Vimshatihi is 20. So, Eka Una Vimshatihi is nothing but Ekona Vimshatihi, that is nothing but 1 less than 20, which is 19. Mukham is mouth. Stula is apparent, ordinary, or there is another meaning which says on a larger note. Padaha is part or section. Jagarita sthano bahishprajnaha, which says the one who is awake on a larger note gets the external knowledge or the reasoning ability from the external world through Saptanga and Ekona Vimshati Mukhaha, the 7 limbs and 19 mouths. And this state of being is called Vaishvanaraha, which is the Pratamah Padaha. So the first quarter is Vaishvanara. Its field is the waking state. Its consciousness is outwardly turned. It is 7-limbed and 19-mouthed. It enjoys gross objects. Mostly, all of us human beings are in this first state, which is Jagarti. Swapnaha, the dreaming state or sleeping state. According to Mandukya Upanishad, Swapnasthano antafprajnaha saptanga ekona vimshati mukhaha praviviktabhuk taijaso dvitiyaha padaha. So, prasthanam is a term used to generally say setting out on a journey or setting out on the travel. It can alternatively be used to mention order or method. Antaha is inside or interior. Dvitiya, as you all can guess, it is the second. Swapnasthano antafprajnaha. So, the second order of consciousness, which is swapnaha state, the sleeping state, antafprajnaha, your consciousness is turned inside. Saptanga ekona vimshati mukhaha. But our 7 limbs and 19 mouths are still in order. Praviviktabhuk taijaso dvitiya padaha. To a larger extent, in this conscious state, our body or our mind plays out all those things that can't be played out in the external world, like your dislikes, likes, desires, wants, and even aversions. And these are taken inside, so your consciousness is inwardly turned. The second quarter is Taijasa. Its field is the dream state. Its consciousness is inwardly turned. It is 7-limbed and 19-mouthed. It enjoys subtle objects. The third one, Sushuptihi, which is deep sleep or a good sleep. The verse goes like this. Yatra supto na kanchana kamam kamayate, na kanchana swapnam pashyati, tat sushuptam. सुषुप्तस्थान एकीभूतः प्रज्ञानगण एव आनन्दमयो ह्यानन्दभुक् चेतोमुखः प्राज्ञस्तृतीयः पादः. So suptaha is the one who is asleep. Pashya is a verb that is used to say to see. Tat, as you all know, that. Ananda is extreme happiness. Certain words in Sanskritam don't have an equivalent word in English. Or I will put it in the other way. The Western languages are still in the formula of evolution in order to find an equivalent term to certain words in Sanskritam. So I think we all must be too proud to possess that kind of language in our Matrabhumi. Anyway, coming to the shloka, yatra supto na kanchana kamam kamayate. So when one is in good sleep or in deep sleep, na kanchana kamam kamayate. Kamam is work, kamayate is to work or an occupation indeed. So he or she, they neither work or nor they are involved in an occupation. Na kanchana swapnam pashyati. They don't see any dream. Tat sushuptam. That is deep sleep. Sushuptasthana ekibhutaha prajnana ghana. But your consciousness is still awake in a way that is not outwardly turned nor inwardly turned, but it experiences a form of anandam, a form of bliss, but still the expressions are stored in the form of impressions, and the chet, which is the manas, is still active. The third quarter is prajna, where one is asleep, neither desires anything nor beholds any dream. That is the deep sleep. In this field of dreamlessness, one becomes undivided, undifferentiated, and the mass of consciousness consisting of bliss, and he feeds on bliss. His mouth is consciousness though. Coming to the fourth one, which is the most important one, Turiyam or Turyam. This is pure consciousness, and this state of Samadhi is the very goal of a pure seeker. It is the ultimate step to salvation. And for years, human beings are trying to attain this pure consciousness. Na antaf prajnam, na bahish prajnam, na ubhayataha prajnam. Where he says, na antaf prajnam, there is no inwardly turned consciousness. Na bahish prajnam, there is no outwardly turned consciousness. Na ubhayataha, both the sides, it is neither turned inwards nor outwards. Na prajnana ghanam, which says there is no intensity of consciousness as well. Na prajnam, na prajnam. Adrishtam, they don't see anything. Avyavaharyam, agrahyam, neither do they conduct anything nor do they get anything from conducting something. Alakshanam, so there is no typical characteristics of this pure consciousness. Achintyam, it is a thoughtless state where we have no anxiety. Avyaya, avyaya means immutable. So this state is immutable, which says you cannot transcend from this state to any other state, because this is the final state. Prapanchopashamam, it says we are in the state of the whole universe, which is still and static. Shantam, we have utmost bliss, that is beyond ignorance. Shivam, Shivam is not referring to one particular deity. Shivam basically represents that which is static, still or immutable. Advaitam, there is no duality here. Chaturtham, so this is the fourth. Manyate sa atma sa vigneyaha. So in this state, there is utmost peace, and there is no particular term to describe the characteristics of this particular state. This is utmost bliss, and this pure consciousness is called the state of samadhi. As you can see, this state is invisible, ineffable, intangible, devoid of characteristics, inconceivable, indefinable, its sole essence being the consciousness of its own self. I don't think any other Western philosophy or any other philosophy apart from those originated from India can explain the utmost state of salvation more beautifully than this. Coming to Chaturthi as a Tithi, as you all know, Chaturthi comes once in Krishna Paksha and Shukla Paksha, the fourth lunar day. The fourth lunar day which comes in the waxing cycle of the moon in the month of Magha, which is Magha Chaturthi, is ganeshchaturthi. We all celebrate it as the birthday of Lord Ganesha. In the Gregorian calendar, it comes roughly between 15th of August and 15th of September. So, why do we worship Lord Ganesha, and what is the connection between Chaturthi and Turiyam, the fourth state of consciousness? Lord Ganesha is believed to be the bestower of Siddhi and Buddhi. Siddhi is the ability to accomplish, and Buddhi is the intelligence or knowledge. So, what is the interpretation here? When we worship Lord Ganesha, he gives the ability and intelligence to accomplish the fourth state, which is Turiyam, the state of utmost bliss and pure consciousness. In the upcoming videos, we will see other thithis with their significance, meaning, and some more philosophical concepts. Also, if you have any particular topic of interest, let me know in the comment section so that we will try and explore Sanskrit literature and India's ancient wisdom to the maximum extent possible. Namaskaram.